Welcome back to Freedom Wellness Center, and we're going to continue our series about spinal disc health. We're going to talk about spinal decompression today, and we're going to go over some before and some after x-ray images to show the comparison of how well decompression works. But first, let's start with a normal lumbar x-ray. In order to read what normal is or abnormal, you need to know what normal is. So normal x-rays, you see the disc plates here are very parallel, nice and even. The discs look nice and healthy, very proportional. You can see how they get about 1 millimeter increase each level down. That is super important on how the structure of the body is working. It's very important to see that increase of that. Here's a video about how decompression works. So let's just start this. So the decompression actually will separate those vertebrae out, sucking a lot of the nutrients and moisture into that disc material. A kind of a cross section here, you can see as decompression starts to work, the nutrients in the water and oxygen will start to get absorbed back into this disc material. You can see that herniation there as it pulls it out. It pulls it back into that disc, and then all the nutrients start to heal up, and it kind of heals up those tears, and it releases the pressure off of that nerve and those blood supplies there. If this blood supply is pinched off for long term, it can cause permanent damage to that nerve. So that's something we need to be very aware of when we're trying to decide what we're going to do to get this disc healed. So let's get into it. So here's a 28-year-old male who had severe pain down the legs, couldn't hardly walk, couldn't go to the bathroom, couldn't do anything that he needed to do. 8.91 millimeters of disc space, severe wedging of that disc. You see the angles, the lines are not parallel. After 30 treatments of decompression, 12.28 millimeters, that's 3.37 millimeters of disc growth that we were able to do. All that water got sucked in, all the nutrients. This patient is no longer in pain. He's able to walk, run, pick up his kids, play with his kids on the park, do everything that he needs to do. It had a huge change in life-saving for this individual. Next one, 61-year-old male, 8.69 millimeters of disc space. After 30 treatments, you can see how the end plates, so you notice the end plates there are really misaligned. Here you can see the drastic change of how that pulls it back. It really gains a nice cushion of disc space there, gaining a 2.41 millimeters. This patient is also completely pain-free. He says that he feels 30 years younger, and he's actually at the gym almost every day working out and doing all the things that he wished he could have done in the last several years of being in pain. 41-year-old male, same thing, 9.55 millimeters of disc space, post 30 treatments. Look at the difference, 2.05 millimeters of disc space gained. This decompression is changing people's life. It works so well. Nationally, it is 92% effective. It works across the board, all genders, all age. As you can see here, I've treated people as old as young as 14 and all the way up to 90, I believe, on the tables, all with huge success. Now, in this one, I put this one in the slide just because it's not a gross degenerative case here. However, this particular lady did have severe pain down the leg. Her knee hurt severely. She was unable to walk, and she was looking at surgery and steroid injections and all the other things that the doctors wanted her to do. So I said, well, let's do decompression because I know it'll work. And we pulled her at decompression, and the upper vertebrae gained 1 millimeter, but the lower vertebrae, the one that was really the one that had the more degeneration on it, gained 2.31 millimeters. Completely pain-free, able to do everything that she wanted to do in life. Was out there exercising and running and doing all the things that she likes to do. I think this is the last one on the slide. Is a 72-year-old male. You can see how severe this disc wedging is here. Severe pain, couldn't go to the bathroom, couldn't even get out of bed. His poor wife had to do almost everything for him because how much pain he was in. Notice the spondylolisthesis here, 6.6 millimeters of end plate slippage, how the vertebrae are slipping forward. So after decompression, it's dropped quite a bit. He also gained 3.2 millimeters of disc height in the disc here. When he left here, he was completely pain-free. I actually received a Christmas letter from him just a few months ago saying that he's still doing great. He's going all over America, touring the whole great United States, completely pain-free, in the car for hours at a day with no pain. Does the spinal decompression work? Absolutely, yes, it works all the time. It is an amazing tool. It is an amazing science to regenerate and to regrow that disc, to pump all those nutrients back inside to get that disc healthy and happy so that you can be healthy and happy so you can run around and do the things that you want to do. Like, comment, share.